praiseforwarwear.com.
Welcome to this live session with Praise for Way. I'm regarded as a family life strategist, and I always say to people that I'm the best you will ever have to work with because I'm the best that exists out there. I am super excited to be joining you once again. And if you have been here before now, you will know that there is a whole lot that we have to offer you, especially if you want to get married. One of the things I said to singles this year is the fact that I'm going to get as many of you as possible married this year because I know exactly what it takes. Now, a lot of you listen to all kinds of people, and at the end of the day, you end up getting confused. Finding the right spouse for you is not difficult. Whether you're a spiritual person or you're a non-spiritual person, it's not difficult to find your partner. So don't let anyone ever tell you that, oh, it's a lot of work to get your partner. However, there are strategic intervention that is regarded, that is required for you to find your desired spouse. Now, if you recollect the last time I came, I started a series on the power keys to finding your spouse. And if you remember, I started with a power key called ask, right? And in case you don't know, I'm teaching a biblical principle that it's also a universal principle that people have used over the years, over and over again, which has helped them produce incredible results. And so Jesus was speaking, and Jesus said, ask, seek, and knock. He said, he that ask, receive, he that seek will find, and he that knock, to him the door will be open. Now, if you bring this principle into your search or pursuit of a life partner, you'd realize that those three keys are actually the keys to all kinds of limitless possibilities across the globe. I say it in strategy with a lot of people who want to get married regularly, and I have amazing results of people who are now 17 years and married, 21 years and married, people who are 10 years and married that I literally coach through this process, and they have incredible results. So if there's anyone who should be talking to you, it's me. I don't just talk, but I've also created what is regarded as the most complete certification program for family life professionals. Over 2,000 family life professionals across the globe have gone through that certification program. So you need to listen attentively. Now, today I am going through the second key that you need in choosing your life or finding your right partner. Now, I've looked at the key of us today. I'm going to be looking at the power key called seek. And so this key is very critical because what it says is that you can never find what you're not intentionally looking for, and that is why only those who seek are qualified to find. Now, if I come to you and I ask you today, how many trees are between your house to your place of work? How many trees are there to see? Now, I'm sure you're never going to be able to tell me. You know why? It's not because the trees don't exist, it's because it's never been your focus. You have never seen the need to begin to count the trees, 1, 2, 3 trees on your way to work. Now, I'm sure that someone is going to attempt to count the trees on his way to work from today. However, that's not the point. The point is that once you don't give your reticular activating system something to process, it will process all sorts of things. So, for example, if you go out there and you say to yourself, I want to buy a red Tesla, right? You want to buy a red Tesla. What will begin to happen is as you drive across the road, you'll begin to see all kinds of red Tesla. It's not as if they've never been there. It's just that they've been on your blind spot because you were not intentionally looking out for them. So, if you perfect the act of seeking, you will surely find. The challenge is a lot of us, we can know, or you can't even, we don't know exactly what you're seeking for. So when I ask people, can you describe the kind of spouse you're looking for? They can't tell me. They are almost giving me the regular thing that people say. They can't describe into T what they're looking for. So if they meet the person they're looking for on the road, they can't recognize him. They can't even grab him because they don't know what they're looking for. People just want to be answering Mrs. somebody, or they want to wear a wedding ring, or they want to get excited about the fact that they have someone that they can call their own. Now, there are questions you need to answer, because when you seek what others don't seek, you will get what they want. And I always tell people, when I was 18, I actually created a 10-year plan for myself, and I told everyone that at the age of 20 years, I was going to get married, and I was going to get married on my birthday. As in, I had that plan, so it was clear what I was looking for, right? I was dating someone, and we were going on well until I asked a critical question, or she made a statement, and I felt that statement was a direct attack on what I was going to be doing with my life. I did not hesitate to end that relationship, and then I knew exactly what I was looking for in my next partner. So you need to know that you can actually be in control of your life when it comes to seeking, and that is why when I coach my C-suite executive, I actually have a framework called the C-suite Executive Love System, which is a 5-module session that has 10-week, that ends with a 10-week activation challenge on how to attract the spouse that you desire in 10 weeks, right? What to do every day. I have that entire framework. So you can ask for it. I can share the link with you, but it's for my C-suite executive. You can take it and you will see amazing results, because it gets to audit your life. It gets to bring you to a state of wholeness. It gets to help you create a manual to know who you're looking for and to know where they actually are found, right? And so the first question I want to ask is, what package are you seeking for this year? For those of you who truly want to get married, what package are you seeking for this year? So if I ask you to describe the kind of spouse you want, right, and I ask you to script it down, can you do that for me in a way that if I meet the person on the road, I can literally pick him up? Now, if you don't have that, you need to create that. We call that the spousal users manual, or the desired spousal users manual, which is the manual that tells you the qualities you're looking for, what the deal breakers, what you can compromise, how they recover from anger, and all. It's an entire package that if you show it to someone, they can literally tell that this is the kind of person you're looking out for. And that takes me to the second question, and that second question is about why are you seeking for what you're looking for, and how desperate are you to get it? It's not enough for you to say, I want to marry a C-suite executive, I want to marry a tech which kid, or I want to marry this person, I want to marry that person. Why are you seeking for who you're seeking for, and how desperate are you to get it? Now, when you have an ulterior motive because you want money and you want to get into a relationship because of money, the challenge of that is you're coming with a bad desire, right? And then you are likely going to attract someone who is like you. Remember, I've always taught you that you are a walking energy mind. And so you emit frequencies per time, and you attract your kind into your life. So what you don't want others to do to you, don't do it to others. Don't trick people into marriage simply because you want to get a divorce and you want to get a payout. That's not good for anyone, because whatever you sow, you're going to reap, not where you sowed it, and you're going to reap it in good measure. Press down, shaking together, running over. So you want to ask yourself, why are you seeking for who you want to seek for? Is it because you want some money? Is it because you want to cash out? Is it because, you need someone to take care of you? Why do you want to get married? Let me shock you. In 24 years of practice, every time I'm dealing with troubled marriages and I'm asking, why did you get married? I'm almost in shock that many of them struggle to answer that question. You know why? Because they've not thought about it. So you begin to hear things like, I wanted to get married to her because I've always wanted someone to take care of the home. That person never needed a wife. That person needed a housekeeper. I've always wanted to take care of, someone who can take care of me. That person needed a sponsor, not a spouse. Why? Your why has got to be strong enough. And I always say that any reason for which you want to get married, which is not with the intention of adding incredible value and taking value from the person, is going to be a subjective reason, and it may not make your relationship last long. And that takes me to the third question. What activities are you engaging, and how much time do you spend researching about it? So you have your specs ready, but have you researched How do you handle respect? Because I tell people, attracting your spouse is one thing, retaining them is another ballgame entirely. So you can attract and not retain. In fact, you can attract and not engage. You can engage and not retain. You can retain and not take you to marriage. So it's about 4 steps you need to navigate, and each has its own rules of engagement. So a lot of people don't know the rules of engagement for attracting, for engagement, for conversion, for engagement. Then they don't know how to take it to the next level. Even when they get into marriage, the rules of engagement of building a successful marriage is a different ball game entirely. So, what activities are you engaged in, and how much time do you spend researching what you're looking out for? So, for example, if the package you're searching for is an intimidating owner, there is how to handle intimidating owners. You can't be incompetent around them, and if you get into argument with them, you're not likely going to win. If you are dealing with a creative convertible. Creative convertibles are playful. They love a lot of fun and they love to be flattered, right? If you don't learn how to flatter them and you don't learn how to acknowledge what they're wearing and talk a lot about them because they respond to words and touch, then you may not be able to engage properly, right? Then you have the dependable truck who are slow and steady. They are introverted, and then you need a lot of patience to deal with them. But if you're dealing with a systematic thoughts are perfectionists. You need a lot of data to engage them. So you need to work on yourself. You need to know about people management. You need to know about conflict management. You want to know about how the human mind works and how to rent a space permanently in the minds of people. What do you do to become indispensable to this person? What value do you hold? I used to have a lady when we were in school, in college. We always said to her that food without water is a taboo, because every time she served you food in a room, she added water to it. Now, all the other ladies don't do that. So I wasn't shocked when she came to approach me and said to me that there were about 7 guys who wanted a hand in marriage, and they were asking her out, and she wanted to help me. She wanted me to help her analyze, who to choose, because that's what I used to do, right? And so you want to ask yourself, how are you preparing for what you're willing to attract? And that takes me to the next question, which you must answer, and it's, can I easily see what you seek if I hang around you for 10 minutes? Many people hang around me who say they want to get married for 10 minutes, and I can't find who they're looking out for, right? They're single, they're in their 40s, they say they're desperate but can't find it. The way they talk, so when you talk about regret, you talk about pain, you talk about how things are not working, you are carrying a negative energy. But when you talk about men are scum, women are cheats, all kinds of negativity, you are already creating, an atmosphere that will not promote your wellness. When you're always complaining and frowning, look into the mirror, you will see that you are not likely going to be your best handsome self. You're likely going to be slightly ugly. So when you hang around me, you want to date a C-suite executive, but how do you package yourself? How do you show up? How do you make your speeches? How do you make your presentation? How do you appear? How do you wear your smile? How do you wear your makeup? Do you look like what you're seeking for? If what you're seeking for meets you on the road, will they pass you by or will they seek to engage? Never forget, you're a magnet and you're going to attract your type per time. And so if we can't easily see what you're seeking for within 10 minutes of engaging with you, then something is wrong. And that is why you need to pick your personal signal. Remember, I talk about that all the time if you've been listening to my video, because if you're around me and I look for your personal signal and I can't find it, and you've left me after 10 minutes and I can't still find it, then there was nothing to you at all. Because there are people with right signal, wrong signal, mixed signal, and no signal. I believe that you want to meet the right signal. So you need to pick the word that describes your engagement code. For example, I can say praise is illuminating. That if you engage me, you'll find clarity. That is given. Everybody knows 5 minutes with me, you will find clarity, right? And that's why I'm one of the highest paid in my sector right now. Now, for some other people, it might be, that lady is nice. It might be the nice word. So the way you talk to people, the tonation, the body language, the persona, the contribution, you make people feel so good that even when you are angry, you still make them feel good and you close the door gently. So you need to create a target for yourself that Every time you hang around people for 10 minutes, they will be able to easily pick your signal. That takes me to the next question, and which is, do you have a shopping list, and how much do you meditate on your shopping list? Now you're wondering, are we talking about groceries here? Yes, you should have a shopping list, right? And so you have a shopping list of the likely places where the people you're looking for are likely going to be found, and you have what they kind of look like, the kind of profession they're in, and stuff like that. You need to meditate on your shopping list. So if you have a list of 10, or you have 10 qualities you want in your spouse, you want to look at them every day. Don't just meditate. Visualize that that kind of partner is coming your way. Then get into gratitude. Gratitude is a signal that it's already done. Remember, I talked about faith the last time. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. A translation says faith is the C of O of what you desire. That if someone gave you a C of O of a land, without you seeing the land is already yours, because that's a document that guarantees that you can take possession of the land. So same way, you need to visualize that that partner is coming your way and get into gratitude. Gratitude is the fact that you have attracted them into your life. They are only waiting to become visible. And so having created that list of the kind of person you're looking for, and that will presuppose that you already created a user's manual. I mean, I have an entire course on my website on how to create your user's manual. It's called How to Find and Bond with Your Spouse, or something like that, right? You can go on my website and check it out, praisefulwordtech.com, right? And so what does your mind tell you, about who you are looking for, and where does it lead you? Now, if you meditate enough, your mind is like a candle. It has an illumination that can guide you. So if you listen to your mind and your mind is not busy, you will hear direction. In fact, it might come from outside of you. So I said people do this sometimes, and you will hear things like, oh, why don't you go hang out at the club today? Or why don't you go to the cinema? Or why don't you go for that professional meeting that you didn't want to go? Your mind has the capacity to guide. That's why I believe more in attraction than people, just loosely looking for what doesn't exist, because people have gone on dating site, and they've gotten all kinds of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and there is nothing wrong with dating site. However, I think that this matter is too simple, for you to make it complex. So what does your mind tells you? Where does it say you should go to? Now, the challenge many of us have is your mind is telling you what contradicts the wiring and the conditioning that is in your brain. For example, if you've been wired to think that going to a club, it's bad, or it's going to make you go to hellfire, even when your mind guides you there, you're not likely going to go there. Meanwhile, there might be someone there that you need to connect with who may not even be a husband, or may not be a spouse, but may be your link to the person you're looking for. So what does your mind tells you, and where does it lead you? Now, if you do this for yourself, I guarantee you will find. Remember, he that seek will always find, and he that knocks, the door is surely going to be open. The next time I come, I'm going to be dealing with how to knock on the right door and how you can deploy the master key in finding the right spouse. But today we've talked about seeking. So I want you to go out there and seek for your lover. They're out there, they're also looking for you, right? What you're seeking for is also seeking for you, and you can attract yourself. But in case you are listening to this in the month of February 2024, right? You want to join my class that starts on the 17th of February, which is how to transform your life and become your most valuable product, right? And so it's called the Human Engineering Programming. It's a program that reprograms you and puts your life in your hand. You become the owner of your life, and you determine your outcome. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, when your personality changes, your personal reality will also change. So I have this program that can change your life forever. You want to sign up and join, use the scan code. You can spread your payment, but trust me, it's going to literally transform your life. Many of you want to get married, but you have not activated the power within you. All of us have got power, but not many will find the power. Many have surrendered their power to external forces like mentors and leaders, and many of you are not even living your real life. So you're going to do an audit assessment of your life and find out where exactly you are at. You will look at your potential. You will discover who you should be going out with, the thought pattern you need to have. So you're going to change your beliefs, change your thoughts, work on your imagination, work on your routines and rituals, discover your talent and the highest possibility with your talent, then build systems around your talent, then find your love and find a relationship triad that you need to understand. You don't want to miss this for anything. So go sign up right away because your life is about to change forever. I am super excited that we're able to do this. And I'll see you some other time when I talk about the third key that can literally transform your life and get you your desired spouse. Have a fantastic, fantastic time out. Bye-bye.
I am praised.